and welcome back. It's good to be back in California. I was back in Boston for the holidays, visiting family and friends, and Gerry was in London, England, for the holidays. So we haven't seen each other except for one brief encounter until about 5 or 10 minutes ago. So it's good to be back here with Gerry and to be able to be with John again tonight. For those of you who are not familiar with John, let me tell you that you have an exciting experience awaiting you. John is a personality essence, we call him. He is not a living person. He does not live on Earth currently, but he did live here 2,000 years ago in a life that was lived contemporaneously with that of Christ, and as a matter of fact has given us quite a bit of very interesting information about Christ, especially at his last seminar, which was on love and the coming of the light into the world. But John we like to refer to him as the man in the balcony. If you were in a theater and you were looking out on 3 stages instead of one, and one stage had a play going on called Life in the 1500s, and another stage had a play going on called Life in the Roman Empire, and another stage had a play going on called Life in 1984, you as the man in the balcony could see all of those time frames without being involved in any of them. And while the people in those particular plays would refer to the future as that part which was ahead of them and the past as that part which was behind them chronologically, to the man in the balcony, time would mean nothing, and neither would space. And that is the position John is in. He is from another reality, even though he has lived on Earth. But he is here to assist any who choose to listen to him. There is no requirement for belief in anything that we say here, either about John or about anything he says. But what I ask is that you be open-minded enough to listen to what he has to say and see if it can apply in your life. He has helped many, many people with a variety of problems and questions, and I think you'll find him absolutely fascinating and certainly the wisest person that I have ever talked to in my life. And so you have a valuable asset here. Let me ask you if you know of friends or relatives or acquaintances who are working now or who are up now and who have not heard of this show. It would be a nice thing for you to do, to give them a call right now and tell them that Out of the Ordinary is on KIEV, and they have an opportunity they don't really get anywhere else on radio or television. Also, I want to announce that John is going to do one more seminar, and that's next Saturday afternoon, an afternoon seminar for those who had trouble getting to some of the evening ones. It'll be a fun afternoon, Saturday at 2 o'clock. It'll be at the Sheraton Universal Hotel in Universal City. And if you want the opportunity to come and to watch the whole process of Gerry Bowman going into trance, and then John coming in and taking over Gerry's body, really, with Gerry's permission, and then using Gerry's body to communicate to us and talking to us, and he will speak at length, and then he will answer questions from you in the audience, and to be in the same room with John and to watch that whole process and feel the energy in the room, there's absolutely nothing like it anywhere. And I listen to people who talk about going to seminars to learn how to sell real estate or to invest in the stock market or gold or whatever. All of those things are very nice. But with John, you can deal with the most core issues in your life, the things that stand between you and bliss, or that you think stand between you and absolute happiness. And for not very much money at all, you can have the opportunity of absolutely being with somebody who totally loves you and has knowledge beyond what any mortal man seems to have. Now, you can test him in any way you choose. But if you're interested in going to that seminar or making reservations for it, I'll give you a number you can call now on the air or tomorrow during the day or during the week. And the number is 818-340-0193. And there will be people there who can handle your calls while the show is on tonight. If you want to call and reserve space at the next seminar, that's 818-340-0193. Now, my name is Joe Albiani, and here in the studio with me is Gerry Bowman, and Gerry has been in trance and going into trance since we came into the studio in order to allow John to come in and to speak to us. I want to tell you that the first half hour of Out of the Ordinary is sponsored by the Huntington Park Casino, just 3 miles south off the Santa Monica Freeway on Alameda. The Huntington Park Casino, where the action is. A fun place to be, and I was there this morning. Had a lot of fun down there early in the afternoon, actually. And we're going to go now to the phones. We've given out the numbers, and let me see, there's a couple other numbers we could give out. On the 818 area code, 244-8483, and in the 213 area code, 245-2380. Give you an opportunity to come in and talk to John. And we're now first going to go to Patty. Hello, Patty. All right, can't get this button to work. For some reason, this button doesn't work. Hello, Sean's coming in and to the rescue. How does that work, Sean? Should this be off? Okay, now that. Ah, bingo. Thank you, Sean. Hello, Patty.
And how are you doing?
Great, how you doing?
Oh, fine.
Okay, you're on with John. You are here, aren't you?
Yes.
I didn't check. It's good to see you, John.
How are you, John?
I'm fine, and you?
Fine, thank you. I wanted to ask you, who is my Indian guide and why, and what was our relationship in a past life?
Who was your Indian guide, and why?
Yes, why is he my Indian guide in this life, and what was our relationship in a past life? How did I meet him?
Well, first of all, whenever we have a relationship that extends from one life into another life, this relationship is usually established by a bond between these two souls or beings. Now, concerning the Indian guide that you have and the life that you lived together, did you want to know when this life took place?
Yes, when, and what was our relationship then?
Well, as we see it, this life was lived approximately 400 years ago in your time. And it was in the, what is it as we see it? It appears as though it was in the southeast of the land in which you live now. And did you need to, you know this one's name already?
No, I don't know his name.
Okay, very well. Give us a moment, please.
Okay.
Well, he's going to go get that name for you, Patty.
Okay.
And then you'll be able to speak to him personally, I guess. A little more friendly, and give him, maybe you can get mail to him before the stamps go up.
This one's name was called Quinta.
I see. And what was my relationship to him?
The relationship is that you were as cousins would be, in that you were related through family. However, your relationship in that life was quite stormy. There was a lot of confusion between the two. You were both males in this lifetime. And as far as what they are going, or what is happening with you now, is that this particular guide has some information that he wishes to pass on to you concerning how you feel about yourself and how your insecurity about yourself must change.
I see.
Okay, Patty?
Okay, well, that makes sense.
Good. All right, well, hang in there. I'm sorry about you haven't gotten a transcript from the show we did on December 23rd yet. I have not yet finished those, but those will be sent out, and, of course, you'll get a transcript from tonight's show also.
Oh, sure, I understand. Sure,
Okay, Patty.
Thank you.
Thanks for the call. Okay, and that makes available the L.A. Beverly Hills Hollywood line at 628 KIEV. John, before we go back to the phones, I wanted to ask you, because we haven't gotten it straight yet, what is the topic going to be of your seminar next Saturday afternoon? Do you know yet?
It will be an open seminar, Aristotle.
And this means that people can just ask whatever questions they want?
Yes, we perhaps might speak briefly in the beginning and sort of give some direction to it, but otherwise we will allow them to have the seminar for themselves.
Oh, that's great. Okay, so that'll be fun for those who want to come in, and definitely they'll get a chance to talk to John. Okay, John, that's exciting. We're now going to go to Gay. Hello, Gay. How are you?
Oh, fine. I've spoken to John before, and I appreciate the opportunity to speak to you once again, John. I'd like to ask you this. I bought a second car last March, and I just bought it on impulse from a young man, and I wonder why, because I've only driven it once, and I've just parked it, and yet I don't sell it. I wonder, can you have a karmic tie to a non-human object such as an automobile? I still drive my little 1971 Dodge Colt station wagon, which I bought new, And this car, is a Lincoln Continental Mark IV, a long, beautiful car, a little older model too, but a classic. And it just sits there, and I don't drive it, and I'm not advertising it, selling it. Do you see some karmic pattern? I'm not usually that much of an impulse buyer for things.
Well, my dear, we do not necessarily see any karmic value in this experience. You must remember that each life that is lived is fresh and new. And I want you to be really clear and very careful to understand that don't get locked up in the karma issue and the reincarnation issue, for each life is new unto itself.
Well, do you feel I should sell or trade this car off? It's just parked at my underground parking spot, that I'm paying so much a month for, and every time I drive out in my other car, I look at it.
Well, my dear, first of all, let us deal with the impulse issue. You see, oftentimes people feel that when they do something on impulse that there has to be a reason. The truth is, indeed, that there does not always have to be a reason, and in fact, most of the time it is indeed a spontaneous impulse of your personality, and often has nothing to do with the object itself.
You've just hit it. You hit the nail on the head. I felt it when you said it. Now the $64,000 question is, should I keep it, trade it, sell it, drive it, or just leave it parked in its space?
Well, my dear, if it serves no useful purpose to you and you're not attached to it, sell it.
Yeah, that's what you're getting. That's what you're sensing, in other words.
This is my advice to you. However, if you feel attached to it that you want to go out and hug it and hold it once a week, then I would keep it around.
No, I just, I feel I want to sell it, and I guess I needed you to just say that was okay. So,
well, let's go do it.
Yeah, I just need a little confirmation.
Okay, over the weekend here they have a swap meet on the air, and you can call KIEV and sell your car that way if you want to get it.
Yeah, I think Ken Jones has that.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Ken.
Okay,
You're welcome, my dear.
Thanks for the call. And Gay and all other callers tonight will receive, at no charge, a transcript of the show. And I think you'll find the transcripts really make it clearer as to what was said. And we have them available for the show and the seminars. We're now going to go to Patricia. Hello, Patricia. How are you?
Hello, Joe.
How are you?
Fine. I'm so glad you're back.
Yes, so am I. Thank you.
Is John there?
Yes, he is.
No.
Hello, John here.
He better be.
John, this is Patricia, and I think I have a question many of us would like to know the answer to. Could you tell us, John, why President Kennedy was killed in 1963? Was this indeed a conspiracy, and what group of people were really behind his assassination?
Well, this is a very difficult area, you see, for there was a conspiracy involved, and we at this point do not want to publicly make this announcement over the air. Do you understand?
Yes, John.
We have discussed this with Aristotle. Do you remember Aristotle?
Very well.
And you know why I am parrying off this question.
Yes.
You see, for reasons that there are still people involved that are in positions of authority today.
I see, John.
I will say this much, that there were some very high government officials involved in this.
Yes, well, I always thought that.
Well, Patricia, if you wanted to ask that at a seminar, I'm sure you could answer it in detail. But on the air, it would be very bad to do that.
Could John answer this for me then, Joe? As many people have wondered, did Marilyn Monroe really commit suicide, or was this something that where someone had her done away with?
No, my dear, this life became very difficult for this one, for she found it almost impossible to find herself, you see.
Yes.
Her image was what she was, and she became very confused in that she wasn't able to make the distinction between who she really was and who the public had made her.
I see, John. Then she really did commit suicide.
Yes, it was a personality conflict of the highest order.
Thank you so much, John.
Thank you, Patricia. Okay, and now we're going to go to Tony. Hello, Tony. How are you?
Hi, okay.
Good. You're on with John.
All right. What I wanted to know is me and my wife and I, we have a being, some type of entity that has been around us for at least the last 8 years. And what we want to know is what his trip is, if he's good intentions, bad, what he's anything.
Who am I speaking with now?
Tony Thomas.
Tony, would you please give us a brief moment?
Okay.
How does he manifest, Tony, that he follows you around?
Well, he will kind of like put energy in the back of my head. He'll make light blinks. Nothing real spectacular, but attention getting enough, you know.
And both you and your wife have seen this?
Right, yeah.
Independently of each other?
Oh, yeah, independently and together.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And it's been just for 8 years?
Yeah, that I can date it back to, yeah, at least 8 years, yeah.
And how long have you been married?
Been married 9.
Okay, John's back.
Hello?
Uh-huh.
Hey, Tony?
Right.
Yes, I must share with you at this point what we are receiving on this is that it is a portion of your personality that is infringing upon this particular reality at this time, and that it is a spirit guide for you, and it is actually an outward manifestation of it for you. You are on the fence, shall we say, and undecided about these types of issues. And what this appears to be is that this personality wishes that you would devote more time to understanding both the events that he creates around you, meaning that you were curious enough about them to call and ask what was so about them, that also within the next 5 months of your time, there will be what we refer to as a spiritual reawakening for you and the wife. And it will involve this particular entity, and it is someone that you had spent some time with in a past lifetime.
Okay. Okay, another thing, can I ask one more question real quick?
All right.
I seem to be developing some healing abilities, and I'm wondering how maybe I can increase that, or what will that lead to, or is it just a flash in the pan, or what?
Well, no, you see, it is not. As what I just said previous should ring sense to you now. You see, it is a coming on, it is a bursting forth stage, and you are going, shall we say, from the birth canal into the world of the paranormal, as it's referred to. And also, you should be noticing that you are becoming a little more aware, or seem to becoming more aware, of people's feelings that are around you. That you do begin to pick up and sense on a more active scale the feelings and the expressions of others that are not necessarily physically manifested. You follow me?
Right, okay.
All right, Tony?
All right, thank you.
Thank you for the call. Appreciate it. And let's see if there's any lines here. It's in the 213 area code. You can call 245-2388 if you'd like to talk to John. And we're now going to go to Paige. Let me see, where's that? Paige. Hi, Paige. How are you?
Hi, Joe. How are you tonight?
Fine. How are you?
Fine. I was sorry to miss you last month, but anyway, I'm hoping to get there next weekend.
Okay, it's in the afternoon. Might make it a little easier.
Fantastic. 2:30 on Saturday, right?
2 o'clock, yeah.
2 on okay.
Saturday afternoon.
Okay, I have a question. You know, we left the Palm Springs area and came up here to be around John because I think that he's very important to my spiritual growth. But both of us feel that way.
Wonderful.
And yeah, and my husband had a job lined up and it fell through, and he's still commuting from here to Palm Springs. And I wondered if John could give us a little help in that area.
Well, my dear, I cannot get him a job.
Why not, John?
Well, I'm not in the employment business. However, as we see it in your time, it does appear as though it will be shall we say, a roller coaster type of issue for probably the next 60 days of your time.
Oh, really? All right.
So we can get a job at the amusement park on the roller coaster.
Do you have any suggestions of where you might look or anything like that? You know, area?
Are you speaking now of graphically, or are you speaking of skill-wise?
Oh no, I know he knows the skill. Yes, geographically.
Well, we are not really totally familiar with the job availability in this area. However, if you give us a moment, we will take a look.
All right.
So he's going to zip
Isn't he
through.
wonderful?
Say again?
Isn't he wonderful, Joe?
Yeah, I think he's great, yeah. He's a lot of fun. I'm sorry you missed the last one. It was incredible, where he talked about his relationship when he was alive on Earth
Oh, yeah?
with Christ, and it was just fantastic. Those, by the way, those tapes are available for you or anybody else, Paige, who wants a copy of the tape he gave on love and the coming of the light into the world. $15. Yeah, for the set,
Okay.
two-set tape.
My dear,
Yes?
might I put it to you this way? That he confined his job search east of what is known as the Santa Monica Freeway.
East of the Santa Monica Freeway?
Yes, in the sense that the Pasadena area,
Oh, Pasadena,
in and around this area, we feel that there is very strong indications that there is someone looking for this one right now.
Oh, how beautiful. I'll tell him, John. He'll do it. You're marvelous.
Okay, Paige, thanks for the
So
call.
are you too, my dear.
See you next week, John.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
That's nice, John. They move up from Palm Springs to be, it can be closer to you and to hear the show. They can't get it in Palm Springs.
If they want to get close to me, they got to move a little bit further than that.
Well, not physically, but just enough so they can hear you.
No, I
Yeah.
mean this in a nice way. You
I'm
must
sure.
understand.
Oh, I understand. Okay, we're going to go
For
now.
there is really no distance between us. You know this.
Yes. The only distance problem was in getting the show on the air. They couldn't pick it up on their radios there. Okay, we'll now go to Marina. Hello, Marina. How are you?
Good evening, Joe. And John, how nice of you to take my call. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. You're on.
Thank you very much for some advice you gave me. I've talked with you before, John.
Yeah.
And everything worked out very well, and I followed your advice, and I appreciate your thoughtfulness, and I enjoy talking with you. My question tonight is I'm curious about any past lives that I've had, and especially where it pertains to my husband and myself, and were we ever together before?
Well, yes, you were indeed. As a matter of fact, you are quite old soul partners, and you've passed through many lifetimes together, both, as shall we say, on a friendly basis, and also on such a not friendly basis, if you understand my meaning. As we see it, there was a very interesting life lived around the year 2000, in time as we know it, and at this time you were living in the area that is known as Saudi Arabia today. And in this lifetime, both of you were peasants as we see it, very poor, but you had one thing that others did not have, and that was that you had a very loving relationship that was very easy for the two of you. In this lifetime, it is easy, but also it has brought along with it some very interesting challenges that have put both of you in a position to have to really allow the other person in so that you were able to progress and be able to receive the most that you could from your relationship. And it is, as we see it, there is an unfolding process that the two of you are experiencing, that most individuals experience in life, but with the two of you, this lifetime is very important. It is a pivotal point in your life scheme, in that it is a lifetime where you and your husband can both, or shall we say, the opportunity to be born again, or to really realize yourself, is quite evident in this lifetime.
How wonderful. You're amazing. Thank you very much for that insight. I appreciate it. And it really does make a lot of sense to me.
Great.
Wonderful. We hope that this is the case.
It sounds great. It sounds really right on to me. So thank you very much.
You're welcome, my dear.
Thank you
Bye-bye.
for the call, Maria. Appreciate it. And I just saw Howard Sheldon running around with a Scotch Terrier. I don't know if he's going to be a guest at his show tonight, but Howard is a resident KIEV astrologer, and he'll be on after we leave at 1 o'clock from 1 till 4 or 5, I'm not sure, for a long time. So you'll have a chance to call up with your birthday or birthday of somebody you care about, and he can tell you what the astrological projections are for the upcoming years or so. And it's a fascinating show, and he's very good at it. So you want to stay listening to KIEV after we leave, too. And let's see, we're going to now go to Tom. Hello, Tom. How are you?
Hi, how are you?
Fine, thanks. You're on with John.
Hi, John.
Yes.
I have a question that nobody ever seems to ask, and I would like to how you know if there's any truth into the fact that there's possibility of the near-death experience, if there's actually some kind of sort of a second life after death.
Is there a second life after death?
Right. In other words, do you go on living to another life, or is it just like just a blank? That's it, the end.
Oh, no, quite the contrary to that. You see, that which was in the beginning and is now shall continue, you see.
Uh-huh.
There is no other way.
I see.
That which is created remains created.
I see. A couple of people have told me that it's more or less based on a person's spiritual feelings. Do you think there's any truth in that?
Well, no, yes, indeed, there is. What they're referring to, I believe, is that you see, however you carry yourself in the present life and the beliefs and belief systems that you have established for yourself, you see, if you believe in Jesus, or if you believe in Muhammad, or if you believe in Buddha, or the great Krishna, or any of these, then you see, when you pass from this veil to the next, that what will occur to you, since you are ever with your friends, that which you believed in life shall be the images that you shall receive upon passing. But there is a tremendous process that takes place after you have made the initial passing, and that you will recreate your own circumstances after you have left this plane, you see.
That's interesting.
There's a tremendous amount of responsibility that goes along with being a self-created God, you see.
That's super interesting.
Well, Tom, he did a whole seminar on what happens after you die. It's called The Death Experience, where he talks for about an hour on that very topic, and you might want to get that seminar tape. It's absolutely fascinating.
Really?
And I think you'll feel a lot different about death after you hear that. A lot of your fear will probably disappear.
You see, death is a rumor.
I see.
You see, but all the players in this grand play, they believe it.
Right.
You see? But in the end, what you believe doesn't matter, you see, for the truth will triumph. And belief will be seen for what it is, an illusion.
All right.
Okay, Tom, thank you for calling.
All right.
Appreciate the call. And if you folks, any of you are interested in coming to the seminar next Saturday afternoon at 2 in the afternoon at the Sheraton Universal Hotel, you can call right now during the show and make reservations or get further information. And that's 818-340-0193. Or you can call that number during the week, and that's my number, and I'll be able to answer that for you. That's 818-340-0193. We're now going to go to the Huntington Park Casino, and then we'll be back with more from John. Friends, I want to tell you of a wonderful place to go to have a great fun time. The Huntington Park Casino, where the action is. Huntington Park has a coffee shop and full restaurant featuring Oriental and American dishes with incredible daily specials, a cocktail lounge with big screen TV, and daily sandwich and salad buffet. But the best thing about Huntington Park is the people. It's a warm, friendly atmosphere with people that make you feel like a regular, even if it's your first time there. I live in the Valley, and it's the easiest club to get to. You just go down the Santa Monica Freeway to Alameda and go south just 3 miles, and there it is. And Huntington Park even offers free shuttle bus service to and from West Hollywood and the Valley. You just call 213-585-3050 for scheduled times and stops. That's 213-585-3050. Free or valet parking, open every hour of every day. the Huntington Park Casino, where the action is.
KIEV presents the Out of the Ordinary program for its entertainment value only. In doing so, KIEV makes no representation concerning the subject matter of this program and is not meant to foster a belief in the occult.
Okay, thank you. And here we are back again. This is Joe Albiani, and I'm here in the studio with Gerry Bowman, who is currently sleeping, actually, and John, who is here with us and here with you to answer your questions. And we're now going to go back to the phones. Also want to remind you, if there's anybody out there who has a business or a service and you would like to be part of this show and assist John in bringing his message to the world, you can be a sponsor of our show. And if you're interested in that, just write to me here, Joe Albiani at KIEV, Glendale 91206, or call me at 818-340-0193, and we'll talk about it. We're now going to go back to, let's see, Debbie. Hello, Debbie. How are you?
Hi, Joe. Happy New Year.
Thank you. Same to you.
Happy New Year, John.
Happy New Year, the same year to you.
Thanks. I was trying to comprehend something in my mind from your past seminars. And when people call in, they say they ask you if they've lived together in a past life. Are the personalities that they lived in the past life, do they still exist on the other side? Or does that consciousness just kind of get reborn?
First of all, my dear, all lives happen now.
Mm-hmm.
You see, time is an illusion that is a construct of the ego and also the physical senses as you view reality from them. You must understand that all lives are lived now. There is only one time, and it is now. Everything else is a position view, you see, of where you are in space and time. We like to use the analogy oftentimes to get this point across, is that if you could imagine that all the lives you lived were like the stations that you view on your television set. When you are watching your Channel 7, for instance, and you are viewing a particular program, let us look at that as though that is life in the, say, 1500s, for instance. And you are tuned into that at this time. You are tuned into Channel 7 and watching Channel 7. And but you are also aware that the other stations are also on air and operating at the same time, are you not?
Mm-hmm.
But you see, because of your focus of attention in this reality, it seems as though you are not aware of the other lives that you are living right now.
When you say that, is that because that there are other lives because they share the same, like, source self?
Yes, indeed.
So there are other personalities, and when you say they're living together, it's not like your own consciousness being somewhere else that you don't know about.
Not necessarily, yes.
I see. So when you say that you're an aspect of Thomas's, one of his previous lives, that's because you share the same source self?
Yes,
You were the
we are, shall we say, part of the same soul stuff.
Uh-huh.
You get my meaning?
So that's how you're all connected.
Absolutely. But you see, in a much more inclusive way, all of us, you, me, Aristotle, everyone in the world now, whoever was, is, or ever shall be, are all related.
Oh, okay, great. Thanks for clearing that up.
No
Okay,
problem.
Debbie. Thank
Take
you.
care over there.
Okay, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Take care over there. And when Debbie was referring to Thomas, that's the name that John refers to Gerry Bowman as. And Thomas was a life that Gerry lived in the 1500s in Scotland. And for some reason, which has never been made clear, and I don't suppose it's terribly important, John always calls him Thomas, just like he calls me Aristotle. And so that's just to clear that up in case there are new listeners who are not familiar. Now let's see, we're going to go to 8 is Bob. Hi, Bob, how are you? Hello, Bob.
No, this is Esperanza.
Oh, I'm sorry, Esperanza, how are you?
Oh, I'm fine. I'm so excited about getting on.
Okay, well, I'm glad you made it, Esperanza.
Oh, so am I. Thank you.
Okay, well, John's listening. Go right ahead.
Oh, thank you, John.
Hello.
Oh, hello, John. I'm so glad I'm getting through to you because I've had a problem. My husband passed away after 5 years of marriage, 55. My husband passed away 5 months ago, 6. And his last year was horrible. And I tried everything I knew to help him. I can accept his going, but the time that the things that he went through, and I think back, I didn't. Although I tried, I didn't seem to know just what to do. And I think that
My
that I
dear,
did it all
my
wrong.
dear,
I want to know how he is.
my dear, he's fine.
Well,
He is fine. You see, you are involved with a life experience, you see. But what you must realize is that though you go through life, you have the experience of life. Living and dying are events that happen in life. You see,
Well,
not
John,
through life.
John, I can accept the fact that he left. What kills me and what has me so anguished is that had I done things differently,
It would have made no difference, my dear. You must understand.
No, I don't mean that he would not have died. I mean that he would not have suffered the way
That's
he did.
exactly what I was addressing myself to.
Oh,
You see, his suffering was his suffering. You have made it your suffering. You've not been able to let it go.
no, I can't.
Let it
I'm
go.
responsible.
No, you are not responsible, my dear. He is responsible, and he wants you to know that. Let it go. Live your life, my dear.
Can you get in touch with him? I want to know how he is.
Oh, my dear, please.
Does he know I tried to help him?
Absolutely, he knows. You see, and it has not gone without its reward because you did help. You did help in his passing, my dear. Without you, he would have been delayed a little longer than he was. But you know, it's often difficult in this life because we see ourselves as a part of something that we seem to have no control over. But in truth and in reality, we are in ultimate control. But we become attached to our bodies and our circumstances, and we forget that we are all actors in the grand play. And the grand play is life. And in life we have experiences that we do not seem to understand or that do not seem to totally relate to our experience of life. But we are here to live. We are here to experience ourselves fully. We are here to realize what we are, my dear. Now, you must realize that you've done everything that can be done, and there is no more to be done other than accept. You see, if you can accept the experience for what it was, then you can allow yourself and the love that is in you to extend itself to the world. But you are keeping yourself hemmed in, my dear. It is as though you are putting a giant rubber glove around yourself and persecuting yourself and making the experience of your husband your responsibility. And you cannot do this.
Exactly. That's what I have been doing, yes.
Please, my dear.
Oh.
We love you. He loves you. He is ever with you, and you know this to be so.
Oh, I tried very hard to contact him, but...
My dear, he is contacting you, but you must learn how to listen. He could not contact you as long as you were going to persecute yourself, for this was all you could see.
Yes, I see.
There is no blame, my dear.
Oh, thank
You can let it go.
Thank you. I'm going to try very hard to...
No, my dear, do not try. Do it.
do it.
Yes.
Yes.
You can release yourself at any time, you see? It is like miracles. They are spontaneous. They happen instantaneously. They do not require time.
I see.
Okay, Esperanza?
You're right. Thank you so very much.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome, my dear, and we love you.
Oh, thank you. I love you, too.
Thank you, Esperanza. Thanks for the call. Okay, and let's see, now that opens up the L.A. Beverly Hills Hollywood line, which is 628 KIEV, and the San Fernando Valley line is open, 989 KIEV.
You know, it is very important, Aristotle, for our listeners to know that, you see, although you have relationships in this lifetime, And no matter how much you want to say that you care and love for these relationships, you must understand that to love them means you've got to allow them to experience their life in the way that they've created it. And it is obvious that what is happening in their life is what they needed to create for themselves to receive the experience, the guidance, and knowledge that they need to progress on. And oftentimes it is difficult from the perspective of living in the world where much of the information seems to be kept away from you, but in fact and in reality, it is all there for you to see. You see, at times we act like children in that we cry when we cannot find our glasses. But this changes the instant that it is pointed out that the reason that we can't find our glasses is that we've been wearing them for so long that we've forgotten that they are on the end of our noses and that we are looking through them all the time.
Yes, very good point, John. I remember you telling us that 5 or 6 years ago, and it's still true today, and I still keep doing it myself. But this is the main thing that we can do is just notice what we're doing, because we can never change it.
Wake up!
That's right. Wake up. Okay, now let's see. We're going to go. I want to remind you again, if you're interested in, I see there's a couple of questions on the board here of people who have questions about physical conditions and illnesses, and we will not take those questions on the air because there are potential problems dealing with the FCC. We've been asked not to deal with any health matters on the air. So that's for people who intend to call. We will not handle those questions on the air, absolutely. So you're wasting your time to do that. If you do want to talk to John about that, there are other options available. You can come to the seminars, you can have a private session, or you can write a letter. But we will not be able to handle those on the air. So we're now going to go to, let's see, Randy. Hi, Randy. How are you?
Hello, Joe.
Hi. Are you calling from the 714 area code?
Yes, I've been talking to you the 31st.
Okay, great. How you doing?
I'm fine.
You're on with John.
Good morning, John.
Good morning, and how are you?
Well, I'm fine. I'd like to ask you where and when I will meet the woman that I am going to marry, and if you can give me her name, that would be useful.
I assume it would be if you're going to marry her.
Something more mundane.
Maybe her phone number, Randy.
Will you please give us a moment, yes?
Certainly.
Okay. Have you been looking for a while, or did you just decided?
38 years.
38 years you've been looking?
Yes.
You've been wanting to, you mean you're 38?
Yes.
Well, you weren't looking when you were 5 or 6.
Well, I was precocious.
Okay. Well, you mean you've always wanted to get married?
Well, actually, I was married once.
Uh-huh.
But she traded me in.
She traded you in for a newer model?
Well, I don't know about that, but she traded me in.
Okay. How long ago has that been?
1977.
Okay, well, John's back now.
Well, as we see it in your time, there is going to be an acquaintance that you shall meet, but it appears as though it's going to be a good, shall we say, 12 to 18 months of your time before you will meet this one. It will be in a public way. It is not someone that you are currently working with or know now at this time. We see the name Sally, although I cannot guarantee that this will be the one that you will marry, if this is to be the case. But as we see it, there is a relationship working its way towards you and you toward it that should transpire, as we said, between the next 12 months to 18 months of your time.
Within that time or 12 months from now?
Let us say 12 months from now, give or take, maybe perhaps a month. To the 18 months, you will meet this one. And it will be, let us see, it will be through, you will meet this one through an acquaintance that you have. She will be introduced to you.
Is the concept of soulmates valid with me? In other words, is there someone who...
If the concept of soulmates is valid with anyone, it is valid with everyone.
Okay, very good. Thank you, John.
Okay, Randy, thanks for the question. Appreciate that. And you'll get a transcript of this call, as all the callers will on the show. And if you're interested in any of the seminars that John has done, he's done 3 on the death experience, on health and the nature of physical illness, and the last one on love and the coming of the light into the world, which was about Christ. Any of those seminars, or all of them, are available on 2 cassette tape sets, and they're $15 each, and that includes postage, tax, and handling there during the day. And let's see, we're going to go now to Dina. I think it's Dina, is it pronounced?
That's right.
Hello, Dina. How are you?
Yeah, I'm the one that called you, wanted to get transportation. And that's a seminar I wish I could have got to.
Oh, yes, Dina. I'm sorry we weren't able to assist you that time.
I know, but that's all right. I'd like to talk to John.
Oh, you're on with him now.
All right. Hello, John.
Hello, my dear. How are you?
Pretty good.
Good.
Pretty good considering. You know, that's why I wanted to go to that seminar, because this man, Jesus, fascinated me all through my life. And I wanted to know him. But I have come to the understanding. And I want to ask you, I was very much, I adored my grandfather who died. And when he died, are you listening to me, John?
Absolutely.
When he died, I had a spiritual awakening. I knew before I found out that he died, I had a realization, not of his death, but something great. And I'd like to know if you could contact him for me.
Well, yes, my dear, we can. However, we have been asked by the station management that we do that at private sessions.
Oh.
Or by seminars, or at the seminar, or by letter.
Well, the other, he went to the others. I didn't know why that. I just wanted him to see what he had to say for me.
Well, basically, my dear, let us give us a moment on this, please.
All right.
Okay, he will put out a message and see what he gets back. And Dina, if you want that seminar, you can get it on tape. I know it isn't quite the same thing, but it has all the information on the tape, and I think you'll find it fascinating on his experience with Christ.
Yes.
And you'll find out a lot of information about what he was doing between the ages of 12 and 30, when there is no real public information available.
I've heard at different times.
Yes, well, there are rumors and all that, but
yeah.
he has quite a bit of information
Detail,
about that.
huh?
Yeah, a lot of detail about just what he looked like and what he was like to talk to, and some conversations he had with him, and just fascinating, absolutely fascinating material.
I imagine that's why I wanted to get there, because I wanted to hear about him.
I'm sorry we weren't able to get you
a
right.
I realize that.
Yeah, maybe
maybe John knows what I told you about myself, so maybe that's why I didn't want to. But I wasn't asking for any physical condition.
No, that's fine. No, I understand. He's back now.
My dear?
Yes?
Now, this one played a very important part in your life.
Yes.
And indeed, it was meant for this one to be a trigger mechanism for you.
Yes.
You see, we as partners in the grand play, we all interact one with the other, whether we want to realize this or we don't. And this interaction is that he acted as a trigger mechanism for you, because your life was, shall we say, in opposite directions as to what it is now, and that you were undecided and confused and needed some direction concerning your relationship with all that is around you. And with his passing, indeed, what did happen was that he triggered off in you that part or portion of yourself that is, shall we say, experiencing this life at a higher plane,
yes.
From a different place.
Yes.
And what is happening now is this relationship between you and yourself is beginning to open itself up. You are learning more things about yourself as days go by, but also it tends to frighten you. And you also get very surprised at the reactions that you see in the world.
Yes.
And this was also a point that this one made with you on occasion, although it might not have been brought up as such, but there were discussions between you and he.
Mm-hmm. Well, then I found other people that led me led me to the path.
Yes.
But I mean, so much sadness befell me during these years that it's kind of strange that, well, God would treat me this way.
My dear, God did not do it to you.
No.
No, my dear.
I understand that too, but I kind of say I
Believe me, there is no God that sits up there and plans your life for you.
No.
There is no God that sits up there and punishes you.
Mm-hmm.
As a matter of fact, God will not even judge you.
You know, I was told that this is my last incarnation.
Only, my dear, if you receive what you need to receive and that you are born again.
Well, that's true. I see. All right.
And if this indeed takes place, then you will be right.
What's that?
If this does take place in this lifetime, then what you said will be correct.
I hope.
If it does not, but you must remember now,
yes,
as we said earlier, that all events are happening now. So in a sense, you have already achieved it, but you see, you're simply not aware of it. You must wake up and become aware of it. You see, part of the battle in the world today is not so much to gain knowledge, but to wake up. To be in the world, to be in it now, and to act in your now, instead of putting things off to your future and blaming your past.
I see.
All right, Dina.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for the call, Dina. And now we're going to go to Huntington Park, and then we'll be back with more from John. Friends, I want to tell you of a wonderful place to go to have a great fun time. The Huntington Park Casino, where the action is. Huntington Park has a coffee shop and full restaurant featuring Oriental and American dishes with incredible daily specials, a cocktail lounge with big screen TV, and daily sandwich and salad buffet. But the best thing about Huntington Park is the people. It's a warm, friendly atmosphere with people that make you feel like a regular, even if it's your first time there. I live in the Valley, and it's the easiest club to get to. You just go down the Santa Monica Freeway to Alameda and go south just 3 miles, and there it is. And Huntington Park even offers free shuttle bus service to and from West Hollywood and the Valley. You just call 213-585-3050 for scheduled times and stops. That's 213-585-3050. Free or valet parking, open every hour of every day. The Huntington Park Casino, where the action is.
KIEV presents the Out of the Ordinary program for its entertainment value only. In doing so, KIEV makes no representation concerning the subject matter of this program and is not meant to foster a belief in the occult.
Okay, thank you, and we're back now. This is Joe Albiani, and I'm back in the studio here with Gerry Bowman and our friend John, who's come to visit us. And we're now going to go to Lee. Hello, Lee. How are you?
Hello, Joe. Hello, John. How are you?
I'm fine, and you?
Oh, beautiful. I would like to know something about the experiences that I have out-of-body travel at actually having been incarcerated in such a situation that there was no way possible that I could have communicated with these issues, and yet I know that I was there in the car with people and so forth.
Yes?
Lee, could you turn your radio off, please? It's confusing the people. And thank you. Okay, now, you have more to say?
Yes, I would like to know about the anything that I might be able to use and recognize these feelings in the future when you. I don't know. I'm not able to crystallize them when they come to me always.
Well, what we want you to do is to realize is that what you need to do is to focus your attention in the area of telling yourself that you can consciously participate in these experiences, you see. For as it seems now, when you are having the experience, you're not really aware of it. It is only in retrospect that you seem to gather the information. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Now, what we want you to do is that you have an ability. You are a medium yourself, and whether or not you realize this, and that you can, shall we say, work with this ability if you so choose, what we would like you to do is to make a conscious effort to do this consciously at times of your choosing. Do you follow me?
Yeah.
Rather than having it randomly happen to you, that you start setting some time aside and relaxing yourself and telling yourself that you are going to have this experience and that you will have conscious awareness of it while you are having it. And in this way, that eventually will begin to develop the conscious awareness that you need to have while you are having this experience so that you can direct it. You understand?
Yes, sir. John, in directing it, will I be able to fulfill my goal of helping other people?
Well, we see this as a natural offshoot of this ability, yes.
Okay, Lee?
Thank you, and God bless you.
God bless you, too.
Thank you for calling. And now, Valley Oaks, and then back with John. You know, friends, with the price of homes so high, many people are redecorating their homes and adding to them rather than moving. To do this, you are many times at the mercy of tradesmen you may not have dealt with before. That is why it's such a relief to deal with Valley Oak Sash and Door. Valley Oak Sash and Door specializes in assisting you in your needs in doors, windows, and the hardware that goes with them. Valley Oak Sash and Door emphasizes total customer satisfaction as their basic business philosophy. It is what makes them the fastest-growing finished carpentry business in Southern California. If you want to install it yourself or have them handle that also, call Valley Oak Sash and Door, and not only will you save money, but you can feel comfortable because of the integrity of the friendly and knowledgeable Valley Oak staff. For quotes over the phone, call Valley Oak Sash and Door at 818-889-3814. That's Valley Oak Sash and Door of Westlake, 818-889-3814. Okay, we're back. This is Joe Albiani, and I'm here in the studio with Gerry, Bowman, and John. And John, there is not enough time really to do justice to a call. So if you have any last words you'd like to say to the folks before we depart, here's your chance.
Well, what we would like to leave you with this evening, friends, is that for you to realize that what happens in your life is directly attributed to yourself. And when we look outside ourselves at the circumstances of our life and our positions in life, and we want to blame that for the condition of our lives, that we are really missing the boat. For we are the ones that are responsible for our lives being the way that they are. But it is also our responsibility to realize that we are the only ones that can do anything about it. And when we start looking out at the world and blaming the world for the way we feel about ourselves, this should be a warning sign that we have truly missed. For indeed, our experience of the world and the world itself exists within you, my friends. So when you want to find out within yourself why your life is the way it is, you must look within. For this is where you will find the true answers to the questions that you seek. They are not to be found in the world that is out there, though it is a reflection of your inner world, and it can be used to assist you if you choose to use it. Good evening, and God bless you.
Thank you, John, once again for being with us all. And thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us. We'll be here every Sunday. Please tell your friends about Out of the Ordinary. It's a great opportunity for all of us. And I want to remind you that John will be doing his next seminar, an open seminar, where you will have a chance to talk to John about whatever concerns you. We'll be at the Sheraton Universal Saturday at 2 o'clock. You can call tonight, right now, at 818-340